All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give our praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone for teaching me the truth, 100% securely. And I'd like to give a salutation to the Akim and Aquak who are listening and studying to sort ourselves approved. All right, so this is another quick lesson, and this is a lesson from the elder brother Karaka Zakba, GMS Vegas Sit Down, who basically doing a response to the brother who had a vision of Yahweh Shah sending death angels and pretty much clearing out the house of Israel. Okay, and that's pretty much will be the point of this lesson, is the enemies of Yahweh Shah. All right, that'll be the title of this lesson, the enemies of the Lord. And we know Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the number one enemy. But we also got to realize the enemies that are in amongst Israel. Okay, you know, the scripture says everybody that's of Israel is not Israel. You know, that's, we're loosely paraphrasing. That's a scripture that pretty much, we got Jake that goes back to the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but they are not of Israel, meaning that they are against the laws and statute commandments of Yahweh Shah, meaning that they don't have any fear of Yahweh Shah. So the Lord, Yahweh Shah, have to do a clean house, right? And that's exactly what, you know, what we'll pretty much be touching on in this lesson, all right? And so Elder Karaka Zakba said some things that just, you know, inspired me to do this lesson. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and play a couple of things, and, you know, when we get to some scriptures, and Lord willing, it to be edifying.
Go there. Let's start with that. And a lot of Jake come into this thing having no fear. They come in this thing and they do what they want to do. All right. And they have no regard. They have no fear. They have no reverence. And it shows in Jake's actions. So for brothers to be having these kind of visions now, that's just an indicator that the Lord's getting ready to do something even within Israel, because we getting ready to come into the Passover, and the Passover happens to happen on a night that you're going to have a blood moon, right? You know, you got all these different things happening in the earth. You got, you know, more chariots are showing up. You just had a prominent guy in Israel who was highly exalted, just got cast down before the congregation.
Right, and see that and what he's talking about you know, Sakari Alazar, you know, we call himself Gorilla Hebrew. Well, he's not the only one, okay? And you also have General Yohana, whatever his name is, who basically did a public service announcement, and you look at the thing that he was saying, and it's just like, you know, the Lord is plaguing his mind, okay? And I want to get that in the scripture right quick, because this is Sirach chapter 25. Really, we can start at verse 12, but the point would be in 13, right? Because it said, the fear of the Lord Yahweh Shah is the beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him, right? And so that's the whole point right there. Having faith in Yahweh Shah, become humble, you will be cleaving unto Yahweh Shah. You will not do anything that goes against Yahweh Shah. But if you do, then you're gonna receive some type of plague, right? And so in verse 13 it said, give me any plague but the plague of the heart. Okay, and the word heart is the Hebrew word lav, which means your mind. Okay, so this is, you know, Sirach, where he's saying, give me any plague, meaning he'll take any ailment, he'll take any sickness, but the plague of the mind, basically mental health. All right, and that's what I believe that General Yahweh Shah is plaguing his mind right now. Okay, because when he put out this service announcement, trying to tell you when you can sleep with your woman, when you can, you know, when you can pray, etc., that's the person that's losing his mind. Okay, and reading on, it says, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Okay, and that's another thing, you know. The Lord is back. When I say the Lord is doing a clean house, I just recently seen a lesson. I haven't even watched it yet, but Elder Mata Zakba just put out a lesson. You know, Lord willing, I'll be able to watch it today, where a woman shot down a pastor. Okay, when the scriptures literally tell you, give me any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman, this woman shot down a pastor in broad daylight, you know, at some store or at a restaurant. Okay, I have to get into the lesson, but those are the two main things that this scripture is saying, like, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, which is mental health, and give me any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. Okay, you know, and that incident showed you how diabolical a woman can really be, especially in your life. So you don't even want none of those things, and the only way you be able to escape both of those two things is you cleave on to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You gotta fear Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Okay, and that's the point. And so you got a lot of people that know that they're Israelite that is about to be destroyed, okay, because they have no fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, and they also scatter in the sheep, okay, because we can't forget about IUIC, and I said, I'm gonna keep saying it. Yahweh Shem Yahushua he gonna make a huge example out of the men of IUIC, man, okay, because they constantly going off and scattering the sheep of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. They definitely doing. You know, Bishop Nate still breaking down the MOTB wrong, okay, and you got that guy Deacon Asaph who teamed up with ISUBK to persecute the true man of the Lord, which is GMS. Okay, so the Lord is about to rain judgment in the house of Israel right now. Okay, so let's go back into the video.
That's down before the congregation. So it's a lot of significant things that is happening in the spirit. So, you know, Jake got to get shooken up, because they become unfamiliar with this side of the Lord. All right, so this is Deuteronomy 32. And I'll start at verse 39, and it says, "See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." So even when he sanctions for an angel to come down and do the slaying, it's still the Lord doing it.
God, and that actually, what he just said right there, that brings me, let's get that Sirach. Let's get this real quick. Sirach chapter 39. And it should be at the 28th verse, right? Right. Sirach 39 and 28, and it said, "There be spirit that I created for vengeance, which in a fury lay on sore throat. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them," right? And I always go into the definition of appease, right? And it says, appease the wrath of him that made them, which is pacify or placate someone acceding to their demand. And those are the death angel of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So they're going to appease Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They're going to appease his wrath. They're going to appease his righteous indignation, okay, among the Israelites. All right, the Lord is going to send that death angel, not only the death angel, but he's going to use, reading on in the scriptures, it says he's going to use fire and hell, famine and death. All these are created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpion, serpent, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. Okay, and so you know there's another scripture where it says as if a man running from a lion that a serpent met him. I believe that's in Amos the 9th chapter. Okay, you know, you can go read it on your own. But the Lord, when he read that in Deuteronomy 32 and 39, he said, "Neither that any can deliver out of my hand." When the Lord is he's after you, he's going to get you. Okay, point blank period. The Lord is going to get you. If you piss him off and you're in the crossfire of his righteous indignation, there is no escape. All right. Let's read. Get into more in the video.
If he puts the spirit on one of his prophets, because back then the Lord used a few prophets to do some slaying. putting down, thousands of Israelites that was on the Most High's bad side. That was still the Lord's doing. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I whet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies. And it ain't just the heathens that is the Lord's enemies. His own people can also be his enemy.
Right. His own people can also be his enemies, because that's the whole point right there. Because I Lord willing, I get around to doing lessons on that. We were just talking about this yesterday in Passover, where a video that came out that been circling around in Brotherhood, when you got Iran that revealed that the U.S. is surveilling the Hebrew Israelites. The title of it says Black Hebrew Israelites, but we don't call ourselves black. We don't associate with that word black. That's a byword and proverb, okay? Because according to the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the Israelites are scattered. So skin color really don't matter. It basically goes back to the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we always push that, but, the narrative that Esau Edom is trying to push out, they're trying to ignore those facts. All right, that's in that in that video. Lord willing, I'll get around to doing lessons on that, right? But yeah, man. So in that particular video, you have paid opposition. Okay, you had agent provocateur that are paid by the U.S. government to infiltrate the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, and that's why the Lord is about to come down and He's gonna rain vengeance on them, because he got these spirits that are among Israel that decided to make a covenant with the heathen. All right, so we can get that in First Maccabees chapter 1, and we're starting at verse 11, right? Because it says, "In those days went out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many." All right, we're going into those false prophets. When you go into the word persuade, right, because it says cause someone to do something through reasoning or argument. Okay, cause someone to believe something, especially after a sustained effort, convinced. Okay, so they persuaded. These false prophets are persuading, meaning that they're scattering the sheep of Yahweh Shem Yahushua away from Him. Okay, so and he says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. Okay, the word covenant. You see, it says an agreement. All right, agree by lease, deed, or other legal contract. Okay, so that's exactly what they did. They made an agreement with the heathen. All right, they signed a contract with our enemies. Okay, and it said made a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Who is that well pleased them? Who is the them in this situation is none other than Esau Edom, so-called white man, our enemy, the enemies of the Hebrew Israelite. Okay? So this device pleased them well, meaning this device goes into plan. All right? And it said, then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. Okay, this is why you got IUIC that still call on Jesus the Christ instead of calling His true name, which is Yahweh Shai. All right, you got all of these other camps is being exposed. Okay, and they are doing it after the ordinance of the heathen. All right. Verse 14, it said, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the custom of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and was sold to do mischief. Okay, and that's pretty much the point. So the Lord got to send them death angels through the house of Jacob, and purge out these individuals right here. Okay, these individuals are the same ones that are of the world. Okay, that's another example of Yahweh Shem Yahushua's enemy, right? You go to the book of James, chapter 4, and verse 4, right? And it says, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with Yahweh Shem Yahushua? When you get that word enmity, And it says, the state or feeling or being actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. Okay? And so you're being hostile to Yahweh Shai. So you're hostile with Yahweh Shai, his will. You're hostile with the will of Yahweh Shai, right? Okay, so know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with Yahweh Shai. And it says, whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of Yahweh Shai. Okay, so these people are enemies of the Lord. Okay, so therefore Yahweh Shai is going to destroy these individuals, man. So going on, I got one more precept and we're gonna close this out,
Not with the program, if you're not if you're not forward in the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're not keeping his word, you're not hearkening unto his instruction, you're not falling up under his order, then you're an enemy too. You're coming against the doctrine, you're an enemy. It says, and will render them that hate me. All right, so that includes guys that know that they Israel. All right. It says, I will make mine arrow drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. All right. So the Lord, he would.
Right, and so it say vengeance upon the enemy, right? And so we're in this off with 1 Peter, okay? Because our enemies are among the nation of Israel, okay? So the Lord got to do a clean house before he start rendering a recompense on Esau Edom. He got to recompense the people in the nation of Israel right now. All right, so this is 1 Peter chapter 4 and in verse 17, okay? Because it said, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Shem Yahushai? And we can answer that question, all right? We can go to, let's get this, I believe it's Revelation 21. Trying to remember, probably about the 8th verse. Right. So Revelation 21, and we start at verse 7, because it said, he that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. Those who overcome it, those who cleave unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, no matter what happened, they overcame, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai became our power. All right. And in verse 8, and he said, but the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burn with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. Okay, and so that pretty much answers your question in 1 Peter chapter 4 and 17, because it says, if it first begin at us, what shall the end of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Okay, in verse 18, and it says, if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Okay, and we answer that question. They're going to appear in that lake of fire, man. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, we give all praise and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone for teaching me the truth. I want to extend securely. Shalom.
Bring vengeance even upon his own people, especially when he's fed up. You know, we got chief high priests that's being found to be abominable, doing abominable works, man. You know, straight up being a reprobate. And there's no telling how many more prominent dudes in Israel got crazy skeletons, crazy bodies in their closet. So it's a reason why the Lord said he's going to begin at basically with his own possession. 1 Peter 4:17. For just